over 90 years, Yetter Farm Equipment's innovative products have been improving farming operations. Visit yetterco.com to learn more.
It's an expensive sprayer. The credits you have to buy for it is something new, and we've never really had to sell that way before. So it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for us and the farmer, but I think once that catches on, it's probably just going to continue to take off and grow for sure. They're not used to buying something they can't kind of hold and own themselves, kind of thing.
We have, I think the market right now, so the customers that we've got that are interested are guys who farm, like Ray McCormick. So we also have our full-time farmers that are interested, but then a lot of it will be like the guys who also farm full-time and then also do a commercial application. As we get into this, kind of to determine, the payback, like what's the ROI on this? How many acres are we talking? What's realistic? Because obviously, a guy that farms 100 or 200 acres, I'm sure would love the technology, but what's the payback, on it? So as we kind of get into that, I think it's going to be the guys that cover, more acres are going to see a faster payback. And then I think, that to me is probably where the market's going to be initially.
And this year's a little different. I think it's going to be better next year. So this year you essentially have to say, Ray, how many acres do you think you'll spray See and Spray? Hey, it's going to be X amount of acres. Okay, I'm going to sell you X amount of credits. If you use all of them, we can sell you more. If you don't use all of them, we will refund you the credits after the season's over with. So that's how it's sold right now. Yes. For 25, it'll be sold as you use it. So I'm not sure how it's actually going to work, but say if Ray bought a sprayer and he had a See and Spray sprayer, if he would run it for a month and then he would get invoiced for whatever he used it for that month. I don't know if it's going to be monthly, weekly, how they're going to get invoiced for it, but 25, it's going to be a pay-as-you-go kind of thing. I think that will be easier for us and the farmer than having to try to sit down and figure out how many they need. And if they run out, if they ran out of credits on a Sunday and they're spraying on a weekend and then can't get a hold of somebody to add more credits to it, whereas if they're just paying as they go, they can spray, and if they used it all day on a weekend or after hours, they're never going to run out of credits because they're just going to get invoiced for what credits they're going to use. So I think that's going to be better for 25.
The big question, like we kind of talked about too, and I need to get some training myself just because on the new technology, but is what's the payback on this? Is there an ROI calculator to kind of help people? Because as some customers express concern just as far as the chemical prices have dropped, how many more acres do I have to run now to offset that?
Yeah.
Because if the chemical prices where they were last year, it's an easier argument for it. But with the chemical prices on some certain things coming down, it just makes I've had some customers express some concern over the $4 an acre with the current chemical prices. Go back to Sloan's again, a bigger dealership, and I think they have some of those resources to help us with that. I think that they've been proactively taking a look at some things like that. So I think that will help.